Hello everyone, I'm teacher JD and welcome to this YouTube channel. I am an ESL teacher and teacher trainer, and on this channel I want to share lesson plans and teaching tips for teachers. So whether you're a teacher or student or just someone looking to learn, I hope my videos will help you learn and grow. In this first video, I want to share a lesson plan about the present simple. So, something that you should know about me is that I am a Google Educator level 2. So, you're going to see me using a lot of Google tools. Also, the book that I mainly use is the Life series from Cengage and National Geographic. So, you're going to be seeing some material and readings and maybe some audios from that series. So, let's get started. This first lesson plan, it's for a level of A1, and we want to work on the present simple. Having for our objective, having a functional view of the language, our objective is going to be to tell someone your daily routine, right? We want to start with a warm-up, a fun activity. And for this, I want to use Drawasaurus, which is a web page that allows you to play Pictionary. So what I do with my students is that I have a list in a document of the words that we have used in class and the words that they have asked me during the class. And I can use Drawasaurus with only those words. So they're not going to encounter any word that it's uncommon for them, and it's a great way to reinforce what they have seen before. The idea to have a fun activity is to lower the affective filter and get students ready to receive the class, right? So to get started and to move on, we move on to the vocabulary and also the presentation stage. And you're going to see in just a few seconds how we're going to do this. So in here, I want my students to work in pairs. Since I'm working with Google Meet, I'm going to use breakout rooms, and I'm going to separate students in pairs, right? What I want them to do is to discover on their own the vocabulary and also inductively present the grammar to them. How am I going to do this? Well, the instructions are here. They're going to look at the vocabulary in the web page, right? In here, this is a link. Once they click on it, it's going to take them to a Quizlet website, to a Quizlet cards, right? In these cards, it has the term of the vocabulary and also the picture. So students can go through them, right? They can go through them, they can discuss, they'll discover the vocabulary. It will have a higher rate of retention for them. It has 23 terms. If you want to modify it and maybe reduce some terms, you can do it. You can make a copy and edit, right? The ones that you don't want to use. So Quizlet is a great tool for something like this. Going back into the presentation, right? So students are going to discuss, they're going to understand the vocabulary, and they're also going to tell their partner if they do or don't do the activity, each activity, right? Um, in step number 4, I have some sentence starters. I, dun, 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 and I don't, dun, dun, dun. So inductively, we're guiding the students into learning the grammar, right? Moving on, here I have a reading from the book. And the idea is for them, again, in pairs, in breakout rooms, for them to read, to understand, and to decide if their daily routine is similar or not to the one presented in the reading, right? The vocabulary that you're going to find in the reading, a lot of it has already been covered in the previous exercise. So that makes it a lot easier for students to understand it. Moving on, in the practice stage, we're going to have two exercises, two semi-structured exercises. In here, for this one, I like to use something for Google Slides, which is Pear Deck, which makes the slides interactive and students can complete the exercise directly on the presentation. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to show you how I use, for example, Pear Deck or even Quizlet or anything anything else that you see here in the presentation. Right, so students completed. I have my students work in pairs so they can decide, they can help each other and learn from each other as well. Right here we have another semi-structured exercise for to check comprehension a little bit more. We want to have the role of a facilitator and just go around and see if students have any questions and have them um, work it together, but also uh, help them if they're struggling with something. Later, we have an activity that is a little bit more of a free practice to work also a little bit on fluency. So what I want students to do is to write 10 sentences about their daily routines, right? Eh, I want them to include the time, like it says in B, include the time you do each activity. So for example, I wake up at 6 a.m., right? That's how I want them to do the sentences. So 10 sentences. Then they're going to work in pairs, again, in breakout rooms. Um, and they have to wait for my instructions. And the instructions are the following. So we're going to have a student A and student B. Student A is going to read his or her daily routine as fast as he or she can. And student B is going to ask questions to student A. What questions? Any questions. Any questions. The idea is to interrupt student A from reading his or her daily routine, right? Student A needs to answer the questions and quickly continue reading his or her daily routine, right? Student B can come up with any question. What is your name? How are you? What is your telephone number? Things like that. That would stop student A from reading his or her daily routine. So once they're done, they can switch. They can switch roles, right? And then, repeat the whole process. And once they're done, if you have time, you can change pairs. This is beneficial because students are already going to know how to do the activity. They have already read their daily routine, so they're going to be able to do it a little bit faster. So this is something that I like to do, also to work on fluency in this stage. Then we just move up to the wrap up. And what is the wrap up? Just basically what our objective says, just to tell someone your daily routine. So in groups, in this case, not in pairs, we want them to work in groups, and we want them to tell their daily routine to their groups. It's important for us as teachers to monitor and to go from a breakout room to breakout room, making sure that they don't have any questions and that they're working properly. And that's it, guys. That is the lesson plan that I have for the present simple. Let me know in the comments what you think. If there's anything that you would modify, anything that you would do differently. And thank you guys for watching.